Alrighty, guys. Good afternoon to you all here. Happy Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. I do want to apologize for getting this video on a little bit later than I typically do, guys. There's already ongoing severe weather this afternoon here. I've been at a race all day in southern Indiana with me and Rochelle and the kiddos, so it's just been, we didn't get back till a little bit later. So I do want to go ahead and start out this lovely video here talking about in a special announcement, guys. We are going to be doing our merch drop tonight at midnight Central Time. We are going to be live over on the YouTube channel talking about that later on tonight at midnight. We're also going to have live stream after this video is made this afternoon on here on TikTok to kind of talk about what's going to happen with all of that, kind of give you guys some sneak peeks. So just super excited. Rochelle has been working her butt off on getting the merch set up, so we will be releasing the merch on my official website. Link is in my bio, mesomatwx.com, later on tonight at midnight Central Time. So you will officially be able to get that merch at midnight tonight. So just really excited about that. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have more ideas, you guys, there will be a section on that website where you can officially put ideas, what you want towards merch, etc. Just new ideas in general, some things you like about what we've got going on. So just really excited to see where this is going to go and watch this take off. So we're going to do a live stream here, like I said, later on this afternoon here on TikTok to talk about that. We'll do a main reveal live stream tonight at midnight Central Time here over on YouTube for you guys. So as always, I do appreciate y'all for watching this. We're going to dive into this video here. We do have some severe weather ongoing today. We've got two different risk zones, really three different risk zones for today. We've got a low and marginal risk back up here into portions of the West Pacific, another risk zone down here into western portions of Texas and southern New Mexico, and a huge risk zone here along the East Coast, Southeast, and Northeast here. As we've got a upper level low that is very much not moving. It's not moving at all. And what that's going to do is continue to allow in moisture, instability in the threat for shear, and allowing the threat for significant severe weather. Really not significant, more in terms of damaging winds, some hail, and a couple of tornadoes. We've got severe thunderstorm watch up here into the Northeast, New York state up there, as well as getting into Boston, Massachusetts up there as well. Just be mindful if you're out and about today. Lots of rain, lots of showers, lots of storms. We've got a squall line that's also moving here through portions of Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama this afternoon here in an upper level low that's just basically sitting over the western Ohio Valley. And that's going to bring the threat for what's called cold air funnels. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. It's called basically when you've got a low pressure system that's got a little bit of instability to lower levels with it, it can allow for what's called non-tornadic funnel clouds. So basically you look up in the sky and you could see, you know, what looks like a funnel cloud. It is a funnel cloud. And more times than not, these don't actually touch down as tornadoes. There's a little bit of scientific terminology that goes with it. We can discuss it on another day or another live stream, but don't be shocked if you see those in the lower Ohio Valley, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, into eastern Missouri. That low is kind of corkscrewing around, and that's going to be setting up for the next couple of days. We're not going to see this low move really anywhere until about Tuesday or Wednesday, until our troughing that's coming in the West Coast pushes that out. So I'm going to break down all this here for you guys today. I do appreciate y'all for watching. As always, if you will leave a like on the video and leave a comment, we'll go ahead and dive into this here. And we will go ahead and start out with the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today here, and we do have a day one, or a level 2 slight risk that is at play, as I mentioned a few minutes ago here. A marginal risk back over here into the West Pacific here for portions of central and northern Nevada, back into southwestern portions of Idaho and eastern Oregon there for a wind and a hail threat. Another little marginal risk back down here as well into portions of the southwest Texas corridor here in southern New Mexico, El Paso included in that level 1 risk for wind and for hail. And they do have more of an organized threat here along the southeast, the east coast, and into the northeast here with a level 1 risk in the dark green and a level 2 risk there in the yellow. Very low in tornado risk for today. We're looking at a 2% down here into portions of southern Alabama for the later portion of this afternoon, into western Florida Panhandle, and back up into portions of eastern Pennsylvania, northeastern Virginia, western Virginia, eastern western Virginia there, and back up into just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, though. So just have a way to get alerts on your phones today. That severe weather threat's already ongoing here. We haven't had any tornado warnings yet today so far, so just be mindful if you do get a warning, know where to go. Have alerts on your phones as always. Wind threat at 15 and 5% there on all corridors there for winds up to 60 to 70 miles per hour, and then we've got a hail threat as well, 5% down in West Texas, New Mexico, and then a 5 and a 15% here for the northeast and southeast here. So we'll be looking at all modes for severe weather for today here. Very low end to medium threat today. Just be mindful as always there. We go to tomorrow's forecast, and we do have a general thunderstorm risk as well as a marginal risk. I don't see tomorrow being too much of an issue. We've got a level 1 marginal risk back up here into eastern New Mexico and far extreme western Texas here, and another marginal risk, and that's going to be due to this low pressure system that's just not going to be moving. It's going to be bringing the threat for some low level instability. We could have a couple of tornadoes that spin up in and around Pittsburgh tomorrow. Not 100% certain on that clearly, but there is a slim shot that we could see a couple of isolated tornadoes. Pittsburgh down towards West Virginia and into northern Virginia and eastern extreme portions of Ohio. So just once again, have another way to get alerts on your phones tomorrow. Know weather radio is charged, all that stuff up. And then that marginal risk will extend all the way down here to Miami, Florida. So this cold front's a little bit wonky in terms of tomorrow's setup. We'll talk about that here on the models in a second. 2% tornado risk in 3 different areas tomorrow. So 2% back over here into portions of New Mexico. We've got a 2% from Pittsburgh now into basically just east of Charleston, West Virginia. And then another 2%. This is the first time we've had a tornado risk down here in Florida in quite some time. But Orlando, Miami, Melbourne, back up here into Jacksonville. We might actually go live for this event tomorrow if we need to see an upgrade or anything like that. So we'll keep you guys updated on that there. Wind threat at 5% in both areas and hail threat at 5%. So not really looking at too crazy of a day. Just have a way to get alerts on your phones. It will be Sunday, so just be mindful of that. As we get into Monday, things start to change. We're still going to be dealing with this upper level low that is going to be moving through the Ohio Valley, the same one that we're existing with here today. Going to bring another threat for severe weather. There probably will be another isolated tornado risk in and around Pennsylvania and in towards Baltimore, Washington, D.C. We'll also still have this cold front down here as well, trailing into eastern Florida. It's just going to take some time to get this thing out of here. It's going to be at least here through at least Monday, so just be mindful of that. We will start to see things clear out in terms of a ridge developing here in basically the Missouri Valley, the Midwest down here to the southeast. This will keep Monday pretty quiet in terms of the rain showers and thunderstorm forecast. What's going to happen on Monday is we're going to have a trough ejecting here in the West Pacific, and that's going to allow for the threat for more significant severe weather. Once again, West and Central Texas, you guys are going to be under the gun starting on Monday, where you've got the threat for all modes of severe weather, more of a potential elevated tornado risk we're going to have to watch out for. We'll have a little bit more low-level shear. This is actually going to be more of an organized troughing on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week that we're going to have to watch for each day. We will be in live coverage mode on Monday for this event as well. There is a slight risk and a marginal risk there for portions of New Mexico, southern Colorado, western and central portions of Texas. Probabilities are going to be a little bit interesting with this. We had a 5% up here. Could mean all modes of severe weather, could mean not. We'll have to wait till see what the Storm Prediction Center does tonight. We've also got all modes of severe weather potentially down here as well into Florida. And then this is going to be the main area that we're watching for on Monday. There will be a hatched region here, and I'm assuming this is going to be for large hail. Once again, large to very large hail, as if we've not seen enough large hail in this area. But western Texas, buckle up again, because we're going to be seeing the threat for significant large hail, possibly a couple tornadoes and some damaging winds. All are possible. I wouldn't be shocked to also see the Storm Prediction Center at some point push this slight risk out a little bit and then add a level 3 enhanced risk in there at some point in the future here. So just something we're going to watch out for. I will mention as well, the Storm Prediction Center does not have a day 4 through 8 outlook. This is the first time we've not had one in quite some time. We are talking about the potential for some severe weather on Tuesday and on Wednesday. A little bit of uncertainty on where the low is going to track and where just mesoscale heat details are going to set up at. So we'll have more in terms of the next couple of days once we get closer to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But as of right now, no highlighted areas in terms of that. Now, I do want to talk about briefly here what we're going to see for the next 48 hours here across the Ohio Valley. And I mentioned this nasty pesky low that's just sitting here over the basically the Illinois and Kentucky line, and that's just going to sit here and it's going to spin. It's not going to go anywhere. We're going to continue to have this little cold front that's going to sit here, that troughing in place. These can allow for cold air funnels, and I mentioned moisture wrapping around a low pressure system that's pretty weak, that'll also have a little bit of instability with it. You can get a little bit of spin up air funnel clouds, and that's just rotation in the atmosphere presenting itself. Most times not. These tornadoes do not touch down, but they can touch down, so do be mindful of that. But a very, very slim chance that if that does happen, the National Weather Service will issue tornado warnings based according to that. You can see showers and storms moving through the Carolinas, down into Georgia, and up into the Northeast again as we go through tonight and through tomorrow morning. That low is still sitting here spinning, giving us rain, giving us showers, giving us thunderstorms, and you're going to see once again tomorrow with daytime heating, we're going to have to watch for some mini supercells here that could give us the threat for a couple isolated tornadoes, some damaging wind, and some large hail, and that will be through tomorrow afternoon. And then after that, that low really starts to dissipate. Still spinning though. Another day potentially on Monday for significant, or not for significant, but for severe weather with all modes if possible on Monday. And you can still see that thing spinning here. So this low is just going to sit here really for the next 3 to 4 days. Just be mindful of that. In terms of the southeast down here as well, not looking at too much in terms of you guys here. We'll take a little drive down here to the southeast here and talk about what we're going to see. And this is the radar through the next 24 to 48 hours here, and really just getting this cold front out of here. We will see showers and thunderstorms. We will see showers and thunderstorms and isolated severe weather threat on Sunday down there into eastern Florida with little bubble supercells popping up. And then again, potentially on Monday, if storms can initiate, we'll have to watch that up there for you guys. Another area that we're going to watch here as well, the Northeast corridor. We're kind of just going to go around here and talk about all modes here. We've got the Northeast, continue to see showers and storms, some isolated severe weather today and tomorrow, damaging winds and hail the main threat with an isolated tornado risk. And then we get through Sunday and into Monday here, and we're just going to continue to see rain, showers, and storms. So if you're in the Ohio Valley, if you're in the central portions of the Southeast, so northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, into Tennessee, up into the Carolinas, up in the Northeast, it's just going to be a really cloudy, rainy day for the next 3 or 4 days. So just be very, very mindful of that. I will show you guys briefly here into the central and west portions of Texas. Just kind of give you guys an idea of what we could see. We could see a couple showers and some supercells pop up tomorrow afternoon. Not too significant on what's going to happen with that here. We'll keep you guys updated on that. And then we get to Monday's forecast, and you can start to see that low set up, and we're not quite yet in range for Monday evening. It looks to be that Monday will probably be an evening event because the models as of right now around 3 o'clock in the afternoon don't have any quite big initiation. Tomorrow's video will go more into the details on what mesoscale features are setting up instability, shear, dew points, all that stuff in tomorrow's video. So we'll have that out for you guys tomorrow morning in terms of that. One more area that we're going to take a look at here really quickly here is going to be the West Pacific. I don't want to forget you guys over here in Nevada. Just looking at some showers and some storms today. Very low end damaging wind and hail threat today as that low continues to push its way inland. And then after that, that will be pretty much done and over with here. I will give you guys a brief overrun of what we're seeing here with the European model. A lot of things moving on here, a lot of different moving parts here. Subtropical jet stream moving in off of the West Pacific. We have a ridge in place here. You can see that omega block pattern, a strong low pressure system here, positively tilted trough moving into the Ohio Valley. And like I said, basically what's going to happen here is we're going to have this ridge that's going to set up, and we're going to have another trough eject tomorrow moving across the West Pacific down here into the Four Corners. And this is what's going to give us the potential for more significant severe weather back here into West Texas, eastern New Mexico, the same areas. We've got another low pressure, as I mentioned, is sitting here. It's not very often you see this omega block pattern with just two identical low pressure systems just kind of sitting beside each other. Eventually, at some point, that low pressure system on Tuesday and Wednesday is going to move off the East Coast. We're really just going to be looking at this leftover low here. Still some pretty decent amount of shear, bringing us a threat for severe weather down here on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. We start to see a ridge that's going to develop over top of the northern portions of the United States here, and that could help keep more organized severe weather for staying out for a couple of days here going into the end of this next week here and into the weekend. But I will say this pesky little low is going to sit here again over the central plains here, and it's going to allow for a little bit of shear. I would expect some low and severe weather days down here into the southeast, the Gulf Coast, as well going into Thursday, Friday, maybe even into Saturday. And then after that, things get a little bit more uncertain. But it looks to be that we are going to see the potential once again as we go into the third week of May for the potential for more significant severe weather. So a little bit of far out to really get more details on that, but I do think severe weather will definitely be back in terms of the second and a half to third week of May. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. One more thing I will show you guys, and that's going to be the overall total rainfall totals for the next couple of days here. We'll go 7 to 10 days out here, and we'll stop it at next week on the 12th and the 13th. And you can see where majority of this rainfall is going to fall out here. The southeast, the plains, the Ohio Valley, the northeast, really we're looking at more of anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rainfall, maybe even a couple of isolated spots seeing higher than 5 inches of rain. So the Midwest, the upper plains here look to be pretty dry over the next couple of days. We'll have that ridging building to the north there, storms, severe weather down to the south here. We're really going to watch the threat for severe weather down into the southern plains, including Texas, southern Oklahoma, and eastern New Mexico. So as always, guys, I appreciate y'all for watching this. Make sure y'all stop into the live stream today. Stop into live stream on YouTube tonight. We will have a full merch release at midnight tonight Central Time. I'm super excited to release that to you guys. Rochelle's been working, like I said, her butt off on that. So we'll be having that for you guys. As always, be safe, guys. Be weather aware, and we'll see you in the next one.